Oh boy, get ready to get offended. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Black National Anthem being played before the Super Bowl and before the regular national anthem. Now, this is a really hot button issue all over the internet. People are saying, hey, why'd you play this? They shouldn't have played it. Some are saying, hey, what's the problem? You're a racist. You hate everything dealing with black folks, all this, that. And the third, I just want to say one thing before I really get into the Super Bowl and all the stuff that went down. I knew this would be the reaction already. I knew it. And let's start from the beginning. So the Black National Anthem is Lift Every Voice and Sing. It's not a new song. It's been around for many, many, many years. I've sung it before myself, probably in church when I was a little boy. This is a very old song. I've been known about it. It's not anything new. However, to a lot of people, it's the first time hearing about it. They say, hey, I did not know there was a Black National Anthem. Where'd this come from? What's going on? It's an old thing that has been brought back to the surface for, in my humble opinion, for political reasons, not because people want to shine a light on black folks or help get us more exposure or anything like that. It's a political thing. Same thing with Juneteenth. Now, Juneteenth is now a federal holiday, but before, I think the year 2020, people really didn't know about it. It was a very obscure thing, even more obscure than Kwanzaa. And I'm going to tell you why I know that. You see, I come from the quote unquote black community, right? I lived in pretty much 100% or at least majority black areas my whole life up until my 30s. Like, I'm talking recently, like a few years ago, not like 20 years ago, a few years ago. I am from the quote unquote community. I celebrated Juneteenth all my life. Why? Because that was my dad's birthday, June 19th. And that was my uncle, his uncle's birthday, also June 19th. So my great uncle and my dad share the same birthday, June 19th. That's Juneteenth. And that's also Father's Day. And what we would do is go to DC to my uncle's house on the 19th or right around that time. We celebrate my dad's birthday, my uncle's birthday, Father's Day. It'd be a little miniature family reunion and also Juneteenth. Now, most kids and most people that I was around in the black community did not know what Juneteenth was. You had some kids that knew what Kwanzaa was and were celebrating it, some of the more Afrocentric families. But for the most part, Juneteenth was very obscure, very, very obscure. So now all of a sudden, everybody got to know what it is. And everybody always knew what it was. It's phony. It's fake. It's not real. And people are saying, why do we gotta celebrate this? What's the problem? Like, and then on the other side, people are saying, what's the problem with Juneteenth? You hate black folks. The reason why these things are put out there is to try and like virtue signal, to act like they always cared about these black holidays when in reality they didn't. And the effect is that it's going to be arguments. Everybody knows this. Before they played the Black National Anthem, I knew there was going to be arguments right away. Because like I said, some are going to say, what's the problem? You guys hate black things. On the other side, they say, why must we have a black national anthem? What about a white national anthem? And I think both sides have a point. And that is the point. That's going to create an argument in which neither side can win or lose, really, except for maybe in the eyes of the public. If you think having the black national anthem is not a good thing, you may lose in the eyes of some people and win in the eyes of other people. It's so weird. But to make a long story less long, I don't have an issue with the Black National Anthem. What I do have an issue is with them using it as a political football, as a weapon, as a thing to divide people. If you're going to have a national anthem, let it be one song. Okay. Shout out to Cheryl Lee Ralph for doing a good job singing the song. But if we're going to have a national anthem, let it be one song. So there's no division. Some may not like the song you pick, but regardless, it's not for a special interest group. Because if you keep going down this road, it's going to be a song for that interest group, for that interest. You're going to have an LGBT. I'm serious. That's how these things start. And it's so obvious at this point. I see social engineering in front of my face every single day, all day long. I see how they start and I know where they're going to try to go. Same thing with gay marriage. I knew that would start a bunch of ridiculous nonsense. And here we are talking about giving 5-year-olds puberty blockers. I knew it would happen because they start with one thing and then continue. A thing that isn't really needed. You don't have to have it, and they're going to keep on going. That's just what it is. So, yeah, I'm not really a fan of them doing that, but the song itself, I have no problem with. It's an old song. I'd have sung it myself when I was a little boy, so it's not really an issue with that. But to continue here, let's talk about one more thing. I got a little bit of time. I'm going to use it. Rihanna, the halftime show. Now, I made a comment on Facebook on, I think it might have been New York Times or one of those left-leaning pages. And I said the performance was not good. And if she wasn't pregnant, it would have been better because she could move around. She'd be more mobile. Oh, they got offended by that. Oh, my goodness. How dare you? You get on stage and do it. You can't do what she did. Go sit down somewhere. Grandpa's, I got the great beard. Go sit down somewhere, Grandpa. What else they say? Or you're a misogynist? A misogynist? Because I did not enjoy her performance. I'm a misogynist. She was as stiff as a board. She was as stiff as the ground floor beneath you. I'm talking about stiff as a crazy truck suspension that can't bounce. I'm talking about you can't bounce at all in the truck. You're going to be just riding straight. She was stiff on stage, and it was boring. There was nobody else. She was lip syncing. It wasn't good. Give me a good performance like when Prince was on the stage wearing spike heels and it was raining and the stage was slick and he was dancing around, playing the guitar, live vocals. Give me that kind of performance. That is a performance, okay? And even beyond the halftime show, at the big game, you had Whitney Houston sing the national anthem. That was a beautiful thing that if she would have just sung like that without all the theatrics, that would have been better for a halftime show, in my opinion. It still wouldn't have been what a halftime show should be. There should be more performance going on, but it was a bad performance. And I know the NFL was upset. They had to be upset at Rihanna showing up to the game pregnant. It's like, we did not want this. When we signed you for the halftime show, you weren't pregnant back then because you got to get signed well in advance, like a year or so in advance, maybe even 2 years. I'm not really sure. So I know they're upset about that. And then also beyond that, I think Rihanna, I think it's the NFL's fault for real because Rihanna had previously blasted the show, blasted the NFL because of Colin Kaepernick. So you guys took a gamble, really, NFL. That's kind of an L for you, Roger Goodell and the whole NFL team, because you knew, you know, Rihanna had an axe to grind against the NFL. So it doesn't matter if she says, okay, now I perform for you guys. It's water under the bridge. Don't worry about it. You got to know that she might not really care too much to, I don't know, not be pregnant during the game. Now, I understand you got your life and everything like that going on, but you got priorities. And if you sign on to do something, you need to be able to do it at the full 100% capacity. So, yeah, that wasn't really a good performance. She was super stiff. Rihanna is normally stiff anyway performing, but it was even worse because she was on stage pregnant. I know it's a moment for women's empowerment, all that kind of stuff, but I want to see a good performance. I was watching the game and the halftime show, and at a certain point, I'm like, okay, this won't get any better. We're not going to have any outfit changes. She's pregnant. There won't be any guests. It's a bunch of lip singing. It's just a medley of her top hits with nothing that really spices it up, makes it different. Okay, I'm out. I'm going to just go do something else. I'm gonna just go over there. I'd rather play on my phone than to watch that. So ultimately, the halftime show wasn't really good. Even last year's show with 50 Cent and Snoop and all of that was much better. Like I said, Prince, Beyonce, all these people had much better shows than Rihanna. It wasn't very good. But the game was good. Shout out to the Chiefs for winning. I don't know what they put in that man's ankle to get him back on the field. It's probably something super illegal that are causing some problems later in life, but it was overall a good show, a good game. And both teams played hard. Jalen Hurts, great quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if not the best quarterback in the league, even beyond Patrick Mahomes. They played very well. But as I close, I want to say this. Black National Anthem, I have no issue with. I don't like the people that made the decision to put it out there in the game because what they did was just stoke unnecessary back and forth. I know right now, I'm going to predict it right now. Before the video comes out, there's going to be arguments in the comments. There's going to be arguments in the comments. Already know. And I already told you what the arguments are going to be. I knew that before they played the game. I knew that before they decided to play that before the game, because I know how people are. And if I know that, then they, whoever they may be, know that as well. And why would they do that to us? Is there a reason? I don't know, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How'd you feel about the game, the Black National Anthem, the halftime show, and everything in between? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I'm at. I thought the game was a good game. Both teams played hard. Great quarterback play. Great coaching from both sides. Shout out to the GOAT, Andy Reid, and a young man on the Eagles. I forget his name. Please forgive me. But good coaches, good teams, good quarterback play, good overall team effort. The halftime show was kind of dry. It's kind of stiff. It is what it was. And the Black National Anthem is just unnecessarily divisive. Just have one song, so you won't have all this race argument going on back and forth for no other reason than to be a distraction or a thing that further divides us apart as Americans. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.